answer to each of their queries. Taking up the questions of Mr. Kothari first. His question number one was, do we do end-to-end manufacturing of single-sided and double-sided multi-layer up to 10 layers PCBs, considering it is a very complex process? Are we venturing to increase the number of layers in multi-layer PCBs? Yes, we do end-to-end manufacturing of the PCBs and are working towards increasing our layer count for multi-layer PCBs. Question 2. What is the current capacity? What is the current and peak capacity utilization? We have mentioned our plan to double our operations. Could you provide timeline for when it will be done? What would be the capex? What peak revenue can we make currently? And also, after the new factory is, when will be the new factory operational? So we are currently utilizing around 80% of our capacity on an average, and have during this period also attained our all-time peak production in the history of the company. With increasing business opportunities, as I mentioned earlier, a capex plan is a continuous process. And apart from whatever we have put in the last concluded financial year, we are now have also stated in my speech that we are currently looking at to invest between 6 to 8 crores of rupees during this financial year. It should be completed as per the planned timelines, and we'll keep the shareholders updated on its execution. Question 3. What are our top 5 clients and what do they contribute in percentage of revenue, total number of customers? I would like to apologize. This information is confidential, commercial, and I am not at liberty to disclose at an open forum. Question 4. Which are the top sectors for our customers? I can answer that. Automotive, electric vehicles, industrial solutions and automation, power infrastructure, electronics, consumer goods, amongst others. Question 5. What would be the revenue segmentation be based on the product profile? Single-sided, double-sided and multi-layer. I would again answer that this is a commercial, confidential information, and I'm not at liberty to disclose further details on it. Question 6. What are our key raw materials, and are the materials imported fully or something are sourced domestically as well? Are we looking to improve the domestic sourcing position? The raw materials are imported as well as sourced from domestically. And it is always our endeavor to develop new vendors to make our supply chain more reliable. And this is an ongoing process which we are continuously upgrading. Question 7. Our EBITDA margins have improved in the last 3-4 years. If you could share what changes have been made, and are we expected to increase margins from here or maintain them at the similar levels? Thank you for acknowledging. As I mentioned earlier, the company is re-engineering itself by developing and implementing new and innovative technologies, processes, and systems, thereby resulting in an effective and efficient outcome. We are continuously working on our systems to further better it. Question 8. The material margins have fluctuated a lot. Are we not able to pass on the rise of all in raw material prices to our customers, or do we not have such an arrangement? So this is again commercial information, but yes, we do have different arrangements with our different customers, and which are being continuously upgraded and reviewed. Question 9. Our revenue is plummeted since COVID-19 and haven't reached the pre-COVID levels. If you could highlight the reason, are we now expecting to beat the peak revenue of financial 22 in this financial year? Revenues are always increasing on year to year. Further, I would not be able to give any projection of numbers at this moment. What would be the working capital cycle from procurement of raw material to finished goods? What inventory we need to maintain and in how many days we need to pay to suppliers and receive from customers? Most of this information is available on our company's annual report and which is available on the website, but there are certain questions, certain information which we are not at liberty to disclose for reasons of commercial expediency. Are we looking to manufacture other raw materials used in PCBA like transformers, resistors? If you could highlight the plans. We are not looking at making transformers or resistors as of now, but are looking at other related and connected opportunities which will come our way. We are continuously on the lookout to add to our business plan. What would be the difference in realization between single and double layer PCBs? There are a lot of RM combinations along with complexity of the circuitry of the PCB in question. Hence, it would not be possible to give a general answer to these questions, but certain types of high frequency or special materials or processes driven single-sided PCBs could be more expensive than even some double-sided PCBs. It is on a case-to-case basis. Expected growth and margins for the next 2-3 years? Well, we can expect to grow at a faster pace than previously, and which is what we have always been attempting and endeavoring. Next, what would be our market share in the PCB market in India? To apprise you, we are one of the biggest and reputed PCB manufacturers in India, and we are manufacturing the lion's share of all the multi-layered PCBs produced in North India, and have a good and increasing penetration in the South and West India as well. Next question, why are most of the PCBs imported by the EMS players in India? Is it due to low quality, complexity, or volume in the domestic market? The main reason for this is price. The Chinese PCBs are much cheaper than the PCBs manufactured in India, so EMS players tend to divert their business towards them to increase their margins. However, this is slowly changing, and the Indian PCB industry is expanding, and it's also getting a boost from the Government of India, which has, as I said, put an anti-dumping duty of 30% on goods coming from China and Hong Kong. Next question is, how do we stand to benefit from anti-dumping? I have already answered that this makes our products within indigenously produced more competitive. Question 17, do we not have risk of competition from EMS players for backward integrating to manufacturing PCBs in-house? I, for one, do not see it happening anytime soon. Since PCB manufacturing is a very complex process with extremely high level of technology and accuracy requirements, they would have an extremely long learning curve and would not make commercial sense. Now I'll take up the questions posed by Mr. Nikhil Upadhyay. One, we have witnessed further improvement in our GM, so that what has led to this improvement, is it driven by price or better product mix? I think I've already answered this question earlier. Question 2, we talked about increasing our capacity. So what will be the total capacity we are putting and what is the corresponding? Again, the question has been answered in detail earlier. Question 3, which would be the industry we currently cater to, and what is all these products are customized for industries we are serving? I've already mentioned in my speech as to what are the sectors that we are looking at. Question 4, how much of PCB industry current requirement is met through imports versus domestic production? Majority of the requirement is, but 70 to 80% is currently being imported. This is due to change in the next few years due to 30% anti-dumping duty and the expansion of the Indian PCB industry. So as we go along, I think there will be a reversal, and major part of the domestic production will come in as being produced within the country. What is the growth of domestic PCB manufacturing industry? The industry is growing at a fast pace, and this trend is going to continue and only speed up on year-to-year basis. What is the reason for industry still relying on imports? I've already answered. It's basically the cost related because of the raw materials. Hence, reliance has to be placed on importing from outside because the raw material is being imported. Would it be right to say this is a volume-driven operating leverage business? As volumes grow, margins can improve further? This is partly true, but as it also depends on an industry segment you are catering to, as to what is the end use of the PCB. So it's a mix, product mix, which will depend upon as to what would drive the margins and the top levels. What would be our market share in the professional PCB market, and how has this increased over the years? I think I've answered this earlier. What we understand is that the industry would require a lot of R&D to keep developing new set of PCBs for industries to widen coverage so that we are doing it. Are we doing that in the front? Yes, that's imperative that it's a continuous process and new techniques and processes need to be added on a daily basis. And we have a specialized R&D team, which the sole purpose of the team is to keep abreast of the changes and the developments which is happening in the PCB industry. How many new customers we have onboarded in last 3 years, and what is the revenue contribution from new customers or new products? We've added many new customers over the past few years, but due to commercial reasons, I cannot name nor can I give you the individual numbers because that would be not in our company's interests. Which is a key industry where we are currently very strong. We work on the quality of our products and systems, hence we are strong in all the industry segments where PCBs are currently being employed. Do our facilities require customer audits? I've answered that this is a continuous process again. Yes, how many customer audits we've had in the last year, and can you name a few of the companies? Yes, it requires many customers and certification audits and face all of them successfully. For the customer names, due to confidentiality reasons, I will not be able to share any specific details. While the industry electronic manufacturing is growing by leaps and bounds, why is the same not reflecting in our growth trajectory? And what it will take for us to grow faster? What are the key challenges? Well, our revenues from our core activity of PCB manufacturing have been increasing on year and delivering better margins for all of us. Like I stated earlier, we have already planned CapEx for this year, and we have been continuously upgrading our plant and machinery to increase our capacities and qualities. And I am sure, and I can, on behalf of the management, assure all my stakeholders that in times to come, we would be achieving better margins along with higher outputs. That brings us to the end of the question and answer session. And now just to inform you about the e-voting, the company has provided remote e-voting facility to the members to vote between 9 a.m. on Sunday of 1st September till 5 p.m. on Tuesday, 3rd September. In the statutory auditor's report. Further, the annual report and the notices are available on the InstaVote platform as well as the website of the company, www.bccfuba.com. Dear shareholders, now to speak about the affairs of the company. It continues to have a strong reputation for producing high-quality, professional, grade products, which is evident from the addition of new customers along with the increasing share of business with the from the existing businesses. To further enhance this, we are undertaking a capital expenditure drive wherein the company is investing approximately 6 to 8 crores into plant and machinery to further improve our capacities and capabilities. As far as our customers are concerned, in the past few months, we've had senior level audits from many highly reputed global OEMs and tier 1 partners from a wide range of industries like automotive, electric vehicles, industrial solutions, and automation, power infrastructure, electronics, amongst others, which we have successfully completed. Keeping the above in mind and combined with our long-term vision, the company is re-engineering itself by adopting and implementing new and innovative techniques and processes, thereby decreasing our costs and becoming more effective in our actions. To give you an idea of the industrial scenario, the printed circuit board industry is a very clinical and highly customized industry as it serves as the basic raw material for the entire electronic industry supply chain. Electronics manufacturing cannot begin if the required PCBs are not in place at the required time. And since the share of electronics in our daily lives is increasing at an aggressive rate, the PCB market is also increasing to cater to the demand. Accordingly, there is no dearth of scope and opportunities. The Make in India campaign of the Government of India is contributing majorly to this very welcome change, and many OEMs and other industry majors have started purchasing domestically rather than importing PCBs from other nations. This has further been strengthened by the Government of India's welcome decision of imposing a 30% anti-dumping duty on the import of bare PCBs from China and Hong Kong. This is resulting into an influx of business partners who were importing PCBs but are now determined to develop the same domestically in India. Further, the current geopolitical scenario around the world is also exerting pressure on major global manufacturers to find alternate sources in other areas of the world for their manufacturing needs. This is further helping to increase the domestic manufacturer market share in the country and opening up opportunities to engage with partners across the borders. The Government of India is very actively focusing on enhancing the domestic electronics manufacturing base and is helping manufacturers for excavating export markets. The government's Make in India campaign is positively achieving this target and has prompted businesses and impacting the companies in a very positive manner. With technology being created and updated almost every day, along with the tremendous increase in digitization, there is no doubt that there are many opportunities for us in the times to come. With your continued support, I am certain that we will be able to achieve all our goals and realize the vision of our stakeholders and achieve the greatest of heights. I am thankful to all our investors, partners, and especially our employees who have worked very hard, suppliers, customers, and all other stakeholders for their continued cooperation and trust in the company. Thank you all for joining us today